Good morning. What's up? Good morning. Happy Friday. Zombie Evolution episode 849, weekend edition. Well, not weekend edition. There will be one episode this weekend. Sunday, we'll do a card show review. So I will no live show tomorrow morning. I'll be at the Rockford Card Show on Mill Road. Show runs from 9 to 3. I'll have my quarter boxes. I'll have penny sleeves, top loaders, card savers. So come see me, Rockford, Illinois, tomorrow. I almost said the Rock Church. No, it's at the IBEW Hall on Mill Road, which is just off of State Street in Rockford. So that's tomorrow. Reviewing the show on Sunday. I'm rocking my Club 400 hoodie this morning. Because there was an event last night I did not attend. We did Passover. Justin Steele was at Club 400 last night. Saw some pictures. Looked like an awesome time. Always is. Bummed I missed it. We did Passover. It was like my mother-in-law makes this she makes typical Jewish mother makes more food than the entire neighborhood could eat. And there was 5 of us, 2, 4, 6 of us for the Seder last night. And I don't think we did a Seder last year, like the ceremony, the reading. But we wanted to do it. I think my wife's grandma wanted us to do it. She's 98, fiery as ever. And it was just, it was kind of a shit show. It was like, I'm like, this is like if National Lampoons had a Passover edition of the movie. This is it. This is, it was like the dinner scene at Christmas Vacation, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. Like, this is just, we're skipping ahead. We're not. Go to page 6. No, we can't skip page 14. Then the dog's crying. My mother-in-law has to get up and go change out the oven. It was, but we got through it. I had my gefilte fish. We had our horseradish. Had the what else? The liver, what is it? Liver pate or whatever it is. I hate liver and onions, but the liver, for some reason, I hate liver and onions, but the liver spread, I like. Put it on a little matzah. It's good. So that was Passover. I'm drinking a beer, not kosher. I'm drinking a beer. So that's how we roll. I wanted to talk about eBay, because we haven't talked about eBay enough this week. No, because I noticed, and I brought this up a few days ago, that all of a sudden my impressions on opening day just went insane. But I noticed something, and I just happened to I want to see what my impressions were at, because they held steady for a week at more than double what my average had been, which is just weird, because it's been business as usual. I haven't made any major changes within my eBay store to generate such a huge increase in impressions. However, my page views and sales were status quo, didn't change. Despite more than double the eyeballs on my items. So this morning I went in to look at my stats. So for a week, so from opening day last week, which was Thursday, through today's Friday, Thursday, through Wednesday, so a solid week, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I was between 1.4 and 1.7 million impressions per day. In the days leading up to opening day, my average was around 6. It was like every day was like, boom, 650,000. That's what you're going to hit every day. And then all of a sudden it goes to an average of like 1.5 million. So I just happened this morning. Oh, I clicked out of it. So this morning I'm like, well, I wonder what was my, did I hit 2 million impressions yesterday? Because, and the reason I say that, I had quite a few sales yesterday. Now, this is only one day, so take that for what it's worth. This is only one day. We can't draw conclusions from just one day of data. But let's go to April 6th. April 6th. We're going to isolate it to one day. My impressions were back down to about average, 700,000 impressions yesterday. But my sales were up. And that's just not anecdotal. Let's take a look at my sales. I sold twice as many cards as I had the past few days with 1.5 million impressions, double. So I doubled my sales, yet my impressions, my eyeballs on my items were half, literally half, less than half, actually. My page views were down a little bit. I would expect on such a decrease in impressions, I would expect the page views, but the page views, so impressions were down 50%, page views were down 8%, sales were up 100%, doubled my sales. So my interest is peaked. Now I want to see how Friday does. Now, typically go Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday are typically my biggest sales days. And usually it's Thursday, Friday are the biggest sales days for me. Saturday, Sunday are wild cards. Sometimes I have great sales. Sometimes I have really crappy sales on the weekends. We'll see how that plays out in the next couple days, see where my numbers are. But I found that really not just interesting, but bizarre. For a solid week, my impressions were double the normal, double the average, yet my sales were status quo. And now all of a sudden, one day, the first day that it goes back to average, my sales double. Just bizarre. So, and I know some people, I think the reason I started tracking that was on the blowout forums last week. Somebody mentioned my impressions spiked. And a couple people have said the same. Their impressions have spiked, but sales have not, which is interesting. You would expect, especially when you go from 650,000 people seeing your items to 1.5 million, that you would see some type of increase in actual sales, where that hasn't been the case this past week. Interesting. Where are we at? Happy Friday. Kyle, good morning. Hit that like button. Thank you very much. Hall of Fame card collector in the house. Good morning to you. Ed is here. What's happening? We've got Todd here. Steve Ains Comedy. Good morning. Victor, Scotty Dubs, George in the house. We've got Eric. Is it George or Jorge? He got a Fujitsu 8170 scanner and loving it. Awesome. Love to hear. Bargain Boxer. I just had a friend of mine offer me a VIP for the National. I am so excited for the National. Me too. Me too. I'd love to get like a Hobby Evolution group night together. It's somewhere nearby. I know it's hard to come by space-wise, but I'd love to try to get together people that are going to the National, and one night at the National do a little meet and greet. So yeah, I'm excited. I still haven't bought my VIP. I was just kind of ticked that the super VIPs sold out in like January, where in the past I've bought my super VIP like in June. And here it is still in April. It's like, well, the VIPs last. Of course, I said that about super VIPs, so I'll probably be looking for scalpers, paying above market price for a VIP pass. Stemio5, what's up? New Jersey. Brian Dean in the house. What's happening? TD Sports Card, good morning to you. Brian Baker, also in New Jersey. TD Sports Card says, my dang AC went out before work last night here in hot Florida. Ugh, that's not good. Not good at all. It was freaking cold here yesterday. My temperature on the computer still says 53. It said 53 for like 5 days. It was freaking cold, but now we're in April. We're a week into April. The sun's shining. The birds are chirping. There were ducks in my backyard this morning just hanging out. And it's freaking cold. It's like 30 degrees. We are going to be in the 70s next week, so I'm excited for that. That's what I hate about upper Midwest spring, quote. We don't get much spring here. It's freaking winter for 6 months. But I chose to live here. John, what's happening? That 70s Card Show in the house, and he's got a video up. Check it out. Check out his channel. I just tried to change the playback speed. I think I reported you instead. Expect a letter from the league office. Herman in the house, what's happening? Christian, good morning. George, only my mom and grandma call me Jorge. Okay. Let's see. Herman, 24 hours. He's going to get to meet Dale Murphy. Pretty cool. Can't wait to see the pics. Todd says, my first thought was I noticed a change in eBay search where now seller name and feedback are showing, could be driving impressions. I wonder if that could be. I don't know how that would affect. I don't know if that directly affects it, but I bet when they made that change, I'm sure it had some trickle down effect on the back end. I'm sure in the back end it triggered something. Maybe it's not recording. Maybe it's not accurate. Maybe I really didn't have 1.5 based on sales and page views. Maybe I didn't actually have 1.5 million impressions. Maybe I was still hovering at 650,000 to 700,000. Maybe it's just ironed out. Whoa, I just saw a heart go by the chat. I didn't know that could. Oh, and there's another little thing that popped up. Wow, I didn't know. I've never seen that before. Is that when somebody likes? I wonder. I don't know. That's new here on the YouTube. At least I've never seen that before. Anyway, maybe the impression. Maybe there was when they did that change, as Todd mentioned. Maybe when that change was made, something screwed up the back end. Maybe it's ironed out and we're back to normal, because that would make sense since my page views and sales didn't really change, and you would expect some sort of increase. If you're more than doubling the eyeballs on your items, there's another heart. Oh, 2 more hearts. Wow. They're not likes because my likes haven't increased. It has to be a glitch. Has to be a glitch where impressions were miscalculated. Hall of Fame card collector says, my fantasy baseball team is killing it, and I wanted to offer to be baseball commissioner for fantasy baseball. My fantasy baseball team is we're not even a full week into the season, fantasy wise. So I withhold any judgment until like June, but I always get excited. Typically what seems to happen, like my team is built for like early week. My team can't close. It's like I lead, and it's really annoyed me. Like the last 2 years, I've had like a comfortable lead in my fantasy matchup. And the first week is like 12 days, 11 days, whatever it is. I think it's 11 this year. And so I'll lead for like 7 or 8 days. And then all of a sudden that lead diminishes. And by the weekend I implode. Like my team just can't close. Hopefully my team is, obviously it's different this year. Hopefully my team can close through this weekend and I win my first week's matchup. I've had a comfortable lead, throughout, the first week plus of the season. Hall of Fame card collector meant football. I think it was the motor on top. We'll see today. I have to wait until 9 to call the AC guy. Hopefully you get that fixed. Brian says, been trying to make some deals on cards for inventory, but sellers unwilling to send pictures of what's actually in a lot. aside from a couple blurry pics from 10 feet away, so I make a low offer. Absolutely. And here's that Brian brings up a great point when buying bulk, especially on like Facebook Marketplace, because I see this all the time. Like usually it's unsearched, and this is a giant red flag if you're looking on Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, or wherever, and somebody has like, it looks like behind me a whole bunch of boxes. Well, those are just boxes. They could be empty for all I know. And they say can't take individual pics. I don't have to, it's not worth my time, but it's unsearched. Okay, well, you're not going to get my money, and you're probably not going to get anybody's money. So stay away from those. If it's something that I see that it's like, I'm curious, send me more pictures. And I don't have time for that. It's like, okay, well, I don't have time to continue this conversation. Sometimes it's like, it's the make me an offer, like Brian, make me an offer. It's like, okay, based on what I see, I'll give you $50. Oh, that's a low ball offer. Well, right now I see $50 worth of empty boxes. That's all I see. Show me some cards. And then they show me like a 1989 Donruss Cal Ripken Jr. It's like, okay, $50.10. Final offer. So yeah, be careful on those bulk buys. If they're blurry pics, unsearched. If I see unsearched, that's like, unsearched is more of a turnoff than searched. Because I don't believe people when they say unsearched. That's why when I list my bulk on Facebook, I'm like, searched and expect mostly comments. And there's good stuff because I want people to be expecting a bunch of 88 tops. And then, oh, hey, this whole box is filled with new stuff. They can be pleasantly surprised, and then they want to buy more from me. John says, maybe the same guy who wrote the code for your computer thermometer coded the impressions. Hey, that's it's probably accurate. It's been my computer thermometer has said 53 since my impressions spiked. Dan in the house, what's happening? Herman says, mine's doing better than I thought. Just wait. Just wait until the end of May and then see how your fantasy baseball team's doing. That's what I always say. It's like, oh, I love my team. And then May hits. And then June, July, August, September. It's like, oh, fuck. Udge. Donald Davis in the house. What is up? Good morning. John says, Facebook Marketplace has jumped the shark. It's getting better. So what I've noticed on Facebook Marketplace, it's getting better. It was a great place to buy until 2020. And then the pandemic hit and baseball cards got super hot. And now every 89 box of 89 tops was worth $50 according to Facebook Marketplace. I went from buying bulk lots and collections all the time. Well, I shouldn't say all the time, several times a year. So all of a sudden now it's like, I can't find anything. I went probably a year and a half not finding anything on Facebook Marketplace through the pandemic days. It's getting better now. I mean, you have to sift through a lot of crap on Facebook Marketplace because there's just so much. My phone Wi-Fi really sucks. So we're going to go on to the group. Oh, by the way, speaking of Facebook, join the Hobby Evolution Facebook group. Frank is coming on. This is not my neighbor, Frank. I don't think. So we're up to 141 members. So check out the Hobby Evolution Facebook page. Let's go into copy link. I'm going to drop it in the chat. It's already in the description. Here it is in the chat. Facebook Hobby Evolution. 141 members. We got some great chats going on. I don't even know how to navigate market. Oh, there it is. I don't use Facebook on my computer too much. Let's see. I want to search cards. Actually, this one's not too bad of a deal. $40. I don't know if I forgot to share this the other day when about my antique mall excursion. So this it's on a desk. It's 91. It appears to be I haven't read the description yet. It appears to be complete sets. It's, of course, junk wax. 91 tops, 91 Donruss, 91 upper deck, like the worst of the worst, 90 score, 88 Fleer, and then 3 small common boxes. They're opened up. Okay, so let's see. What's the description say? Mostly common. So there you go. It's been but of course 91. Some older and newer than I think. The box sets have been looked through and most stars removed. So hey, at least the guy's honest. It's not like I don't know what's in here. But it's $40. That's a decent price because there's probably let's see, there's at least 4,000 cards. That's an okay price. I wouldn't buy it, but if I needed inventory, I might buy that. What else? We're looking at Facebook Marketplace, just looking at random card. Can I search? Yes. Let's just type in baseball cards, Facebook Marketplace. See, this is another episode where StreamYard, I should be using my StreamYard. Ooh, these are the types that I like. Bunch of just random boxes, a whole bunch of them. Of course, it says lots of baseball cards, and it's got the 1, 2, 3 on the dollars, so they make an offer. And so the pictures, there's a picture of like 20 boxes, like just beat up. They look like boxes that have been beat up and battered. The only cards I see, 92 Donruss baseball, 92 Topps baseball. Of course, there's no stars. Then there's boxes marked 91, 92 Fleer, 92 score. So just a bunch of garbage. But who knows? You could throw an offer. It could be $20. Okay, that's enough. Looking at, you got to sift through a lot of that crap to get decent finds on Facebook Marketplace. I don't look at Craigslist much anymore either. Brian says, unsearched estate find. My loss, your gain, right? We all believe that. I made offers for a little more money to sellers who took the time to send pics and negotiate accordingly. Absolutely. And I'm not saying all sellers are, trying to get one over on you. I've reached out. Hey, can you send me more pictures? And sometimes I've bought. Sometimes it's like, okay, thanks, but no thanks. There was one where they sent me a list. I think it was like message me for a list of what I have. And it was like notebook paper. And it was like everything cataloged on this notebook paper. And then it had on the right, it was like what it was, like 89 top set. And then on the right side, Beckett value. And it's like, oh, and I like even the mention. I mean, who the seller, he or she may have wanted 5% of Beckett value, or maybe it was just his guide and he had, but when I see that, it's an immediate turnoff. When I see Beckett value or even eBay value, like here's, and I have bought, locally from somebody that, had, here's here comps on eBay. But it's like, I'm buying bulk, so I'm not paying eBay prices. Let's see. Dan says, have softball game number 2 tomorrow. We lost last week, but I did win catch of the week and a free drink. Congrats. Very nice. Dan says, in 2019, I think I bought several wax boxes of 89 Fleer for $15 to $20 each. Now they are ridiculous. Yeah, those went up. And some of those prices on wax boxes have stayed high. Even in the junk wax era. I'm not sure where, like, I remember 90 tops. I couldn't freaking give those boxes away. I'd have them for $5 usually at card shows back in 2010, 2012, or even before 2005, 6, 7. Couldn't sell them $5. And then I ended up buying 2, and these were rack pack boxes. I bought 2 of them at a small town auction, and I think I paid like $2 or $3 each for them. And this was right before the pandemic. And they sold, same buyer bought them both for $50 each. So $100. I think I had $5, $6 into them, and paid for them, shipped them. he sends me a message. I'm like, oh, great. And he goes, you got any more? I'm like, shit, no. So I don't know what he found. Maybe he found a way to flip them for even more money, and maybe they were worth 100. I don't know. But hey, I was happy with my that's like we talked about yesterday, buy low and sell smart, or whatever the term was, or sell for profit. My investment was $6, and after fees and shipping and stuff, what did I make? $75. Minus cost of goods, say $70, $70 profit. Can't beat that. Rascal 30, 1971 tops. I had a dream last night that I was working. This is so freaking strange. I had a dream last night that I was working at my last job. I was with my last company I worked for. And for whatever reason, it was also like selling baseball cards and not in transportation. We had all these boxes, empty boxes, like empty wax boxes. And the one that sticks out was 1974. We had a bunch of 1974 Topps baseball empty wax boxes. And we were like auctioning them, like on our website, not on eBay, not on like auction houses, but like on our like own website. And we had to carry them all, like I think from like the basement or something up to the offices. And we had so many in the auction. Since it was like our website, we weren't getting much traffic, but we were starting to get a lot of people asking, hey, can I buy all of these at X price or whatever? And my boss was just, which kind of plays along with him in real life, he was like, nope, we're selling them at auction. But we're also like trying to profit, like it's business. This is our business, right? And I got so mad. And I was like cursing at him because we could make so much more money and not even have to worry about like it was not just more money, but we were spending so much less time. Like we didn't have to carry them upstairs. We didn't have to list them and take pictures and spend all that time and wait for the auctions. Like we could sell them for more money. They're offering us more money than what these are selling at auction. Such a weird ass dream. Such a weird ass dream. Anyway, TD Sports Cards. I bought a bunch of 89-90 Topps football for about $20 each back then. Now you're donating your firstborn. Yeah, it's crazy how I guess it's kind of good because you can still find good deals on old wax. That's something to look out for. Because I think a lot of us still think junk wax. And I'm not talking complete sets. I'm talking wax boxes, unopened packs. I'll buy them for like $1 if I find something like 89-90 Topps. I've had 88 Topps. I've got so much. I'm not going to pay $1 per pack for some of that, but some of it I'll pay $1 per pack. So if you see that, garage sales, card shops, probably won't see them at card shops, but card shows, Craigslist, Facebook Marketplace, even junk, go to eBay, look to see what they're going for. Remember, it's going to cost a little more to ship a wax box. But you can probably you can still find deals at $5 and maybe buying in bulk even less. That's still a market of opportunity because the wax box prices haven't come back down to reality. And maybe this is this is the new reality, but they haven't come back to reality from where they were right before the pandemic. Right before the pandemic, like a couple people have mentioned in the chat, you could get some of these junk wax boxes $5. Now it's like 50 or maybe even more. I haven't, I don't have any more. I've sold them all. But that's something to look out for. Antique malls. And actually they're kind of, basically the junk wax boxes are kind of, they're actually at like antique mall prices now, where you walked in 5 years ago to an antique mall and it's like a box of 91 score for $50. I don't think 91 score is $50, but actually 90 score might be with the Bo Jackson and the Frank Thomas. So let's see. Let's go back into the Hobby Evolution. Paul, we're going to get you in. Or are you in? Facebook group, I think Paul's in. 142 members strong. Link in the chat, link in the description. Join the group. Great conversations. Oh, speaking of antique malls, what was I going to talk about? Oh, we were talking about the open sets on the Facebook Marketplace site. So when I went back home to my mom's this past weekend, went to an antique mall, and I was looking for cards and just other stuff. And one booth had 1984 Topps traded, what appeared to be a set, like in the little box set, 84 Topps traded, had a price tag of $9. And I'm like, this has probably been opened. Of course, it had been opened, but they had like taped it shut so you couldn't see in. I'm like, okay, do I take the risk? What would you have done? 1984 Topps traded box set that had been opened, but it was full of cards for $9. Do you take that risk? Do you take that? It's like a gamble. $9. I've seen this story written too many times, and my mom's bought a lot of cards from antique malls, and 98% of the time, that 84 Topps box is filled with junk. And it's probably not even the 84 Topps traded. At least if it was 84 Topps traded cards inside, I can sell some. I can list them and move some of them for $1.50 shipped. I don't know if I'll make my $9 back. But I thought about it. I thought about buying that box and doing a video. Was this worth the risk? Because if it was an actual 84 Topps traded complete set, it's good. Well, actually, I don't know. What's in? I think I'm confusing 83 and 84. 1984 Topps traded. Who was in that one? I know let's see, Topps traded. Oh, I think Doc Gooden. Oh, Saberhagen. Oh, there's a Pete Rose. There's a Tom Seaver. Okay, so that's contains Pete Rose, Tom Seaver. Oh, plus rookie cards. So the key rookies: Doc Gooden, Brett Saberhagen, Mark Langston, Pete Rose, and Tom Seaver. Well, non-rookies of the last two. So at $9, if it was complete, that would be a good, for me, that would be a good deal, because the Doc Gooden alone, what's that sell for? Probably $10. The Saberhagen's a couple bucks. Langston, $1.50. Pete Rose, Tom Seaver, I'd throw that in my store for $1.50. All the commons I'd throw for $1.50. So, I guess it's not as big of a deal as I thought it would be. But I thought about $9 taking a gamble, see what we get. Mark Marinello in the house. What's happening? Good morning to you. Happy Hank Aaron breaking the home run record eve. Aha. T206 kid, what's happening? Good morning from a cold Louisville. Joey Votto 0 for 2 with a walk and 2 strikeouts last night in AAA. Think it's time for him to hand up the spikes. You can see pictures. Tony posted some pictures in the Facebook group, Hobby Evolution. So check that out. I thought James called me Tom. Lost my train of thought. But I think he meant tomorrow. Hobby Evolution Facebook group, link in the chat, link in the description. James, yes, I'm bringing you some goodies. I don't know how much new stuff I'll have because I haven't had time to make any new box. Actually, I think I did make one new box. Now the problem, I haven't loaded my car up. I've got my quarter boxes in like 3 different spots because I had to move everything around and I don't have space for like all of my quarter boxes. So I've got some, I think I've got, a bunch of them are up there. I think it's those boxes are all quarter boxes. And then I've got a stack of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I've got a stack of 9 on the floor back in the corner. Those are those quarter boxes. And then I've got probably 10 in the other room. So yes, I'll be bringing you some goodies. I'll have supplies. I'll be at the Rockford Card Show tomorrow, 9 to 3 at the IBEW Hall on Mill Road, which is just off of State Street in Rockford. Show runs 9 to 3. It's free admission. I'll have a bunch of quarter boxes. I'll have top loaders, penny sleeves, and card savers. Jenny, what's happening? Happy Friday to you. Oh, it is a Good Friday. It actually is Good Friday. Easter coming up on Sunday. Dan says around 2011, 2012, I was buying 83 Fleer cellos from a seller, telling him I wanted specific players on the front and or back, and he was very accommodating. Am I going to hell? Let's see. I was buying 83 from a seller telling him I wanted specific players. No, not at all. I totally get that request. There are a lot of collectors that want cello packs and rack packs showing certain players. And if I was a seller, I would definitely honor, because it's a sale. If say you're looking for, I don't know who's an 83 flip, Ron Kittle. Say you're looking for Ron Kittle. If I find Ron Kittle, I know it's a sale because that's what you're looking for. Let's see. John says 74 is this year's heritage. Will we have Washington National League variations? Ooh, I bet so. I bet we'll have. I wonder how they'll incorporate that into 2023. Because I think they'll probably. My guess would they'll do a variation, but it'll be like modernized to 2023, which is probably what you're getting at. We got a couple more requests. Hobby Evolution Facebook, grinding Ivy good. You're in. 143 members strong. Hobby Evolution Facebook. Let's see. Brian says buy sets in bulk at card shows. Dealers get tired of carrying the weight to each show. Break open, sell singles. Hope they aren't a solid brick. Absolutely. And it's typically your top sets are going to be okay. Well, there's a couple like the early to mid 90s. Those sets can early 2000 actually anything from like mid 90s on. Potential bricking even on the tops, but like Upper Deck was terrible. The later years in Upper Deck, not the early years, but the later years. Pinnacle. Let's see. John and Paul. Awesome. Paul, get to watch for once. Odd work situation today. Appreciate it. You betcha. Hopefully odd and good, not bad. What search fields do you use in Facebook Marketplace? I search baseball cards and then filter local pickup, then listed in the last 24 hours. Ooh, I'm like a caveman when it comes to Facebook Marketplace search. So Facebook Marketplace search, I get what I did just now. How can I get back to it? Oh, there we go. Click on Marketplace. I'm on a computer. Usually I'm on my phone. So basically I just it shows me. So I really don't search. Like when I go to Facebook Marketplace, it just has stuff that I'm probably interested in, which is probably not good because I'm missing out on, like, you search the last 24 hours, the good stuff. So I browse all, like what I did. I browsed all, and then I searched in baseball cards. And then so some of it comes up, and I think I have within 100 miles of Madison. So let's get Tim. Let's get you in. Tim, you're in. Let's see. Where are we at? TD says there's a guy that sets up near him with a bunch of sealed boxes and sets. Thought about buying him out. So we had a local card shop here, and he was selling, he was kind of high priced, but then all of a sudden, like right before the pandemic, he had blowout sales. And like I got an 89 Donruss wax box for $10. And I bought like $100 worth of these junk wax boxes. Now I wish I would have bought a trailer full. So he, in talking with him, he's like, yeah, I've got a storage facility filled with this stuff. And he's like, $10 a box. And I'm like, well, what if I bring in a trailer and buy 1,000 boxes? What would what would your price be? And he goes, $10 a box. But if I only buy one, it's $10. Yep. $10 a box. It's like, at the time I thought it was funny. And it's like, you got a storage facility. I'd pay $5 a box and buy 1,000. And you're losing out on that money. But I think that sometimes when you hold to a price, it works out, and it likely worked out in his favor because this was 2018, 2019. Those 89 Donruss boxes went up to like 50 to 75 bucks. So here I am passing on 10 bucks a box, trying to get him down to $5, and he's holding tight at 10 bucks no matter how many you buy. He won. He won that race. And I think I gave that 89 Donruss wax box away, and like I did a big giveaway around Christmas time on Twitter, and I think that was part of I gave like a flat rate box of goodies. There was the 89 Donruss box, some other like a blaster box, some top loaders and penny sleeves, probably an Ohtani rookie. I gave a ton of Ohtani rookies away because they dropped in price. He got hurt and they dropped in price. They were like $1, $2 cards. Now look at them. David Mercer, what's happening? Good morning to you. Let's see. There, John says Gooden and 84 tops traded. A few years ago, a friend bought a bunch of traded sets for like $5 each, and an 84 Fleer was in a grouping. That's when I buy bulk and pallets, which I haven't had a pallet come up. And I looked back, it was like 2 months where I didn't have a pallet, like through like November, December, and then January, back to like within 2 weeks, I bought 2 pallets. And now I think January 30th was the last pallet I bought. And here we are in April, haven't had another one come up for sale. The house is sold. I can mess it up with a pallet again for now till I have to move it all. But that's another thing that I've never found. 86 Fleer, like I think in all the bulk I've bought, I've maybe found 10 86 Fleer basketball cards. And obviously no Jordans. And all commons. 84 Fleer update is another that just don't find. Uncle Rich in the house. You could probably sell the commons in your eBay store because that's good for team collectors. That gamble would have been okay. You're right. I would have, even if I lost money, it would have been minimal because I would have been able, if it was 84 tops traded, I would have been able, because 84 tops trade, like I think I've listed 84 tops traded and commons will move. Autograph TTM collectors, buy commons. So when you sell like a couple of random players, I sold, it was a 70s football player and I had like 3 cards of him from the late 70s. And I'm sure it was for TTM collectors. Let's see. John says, I bought a binder of 84 in a collection, complete 84 traded, as the guy was obviously just looking for Mattingly. Mark Duper, super duper, signing at the next show at the stadium on the 23rd. I'll have a bunch of duper rookies for sale. I think I have about 25. There you go for autographs. Yeah. Let's see. LOL, is that Chipmunks are running ramped today. Paul Heath, what's up? Good morning to you. Paul says, how many dealers do the Rockford show? I'll be golfing, but itching for a show. Let's see. Without looking, what does IBEW stand for? That's a good question. I have no idea. I think it's a union, but I have no idea. Is it industrial? Now I have to look it up. So I've already admitted I don't know. So now I'm going to Google it. What does IBEW? What does International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers? I never would have guessed that. Michael Renicky in the house. Oh, Paul asks, how many dealers do the Rockford show? I think it's 80 tables. So I'd probably say between 40 and 50 dealers, 80 tables. Let's see. Mark Marinello, what's happening? I've had multiple dreams of seeing wax and cello packs from the 70s in our local candy store. I guess it means I have way too many baseball cards. Oh, yeah. When you're dreaming about cards. Dan says, I say that because of the known collation elbow nudge. Aha. Oh, Dan, I get what you're saying. Grinding for good. What's up? Much appreciation and respect. Thank you. I appreciate that. Flipping Sports Guy. Hobby Box arrived yesterday evening. Kids will be ripping later today. Flipping Sports Guy won the Hobby Evolution Bracket Challenge and won the 2023 Top Series 1 Hobby Box. So it was delivered, and he'll be ripping. Love it. Ed says perhaps the 74 Heritage variations could be Expos versions of the Nationals. I like it. I like that. Yeah. John says local pickup is your filter. Gets rid of those who want to mail it to you. Aha. You left money on the table. I think IBEW is a Boilermaker type union. Electrical workers, says Turkey Cards. International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers. David is one. Very cool. John says cardio. IBEW is one of the Phillies' favorite sponsors. Victor, the rookie card specialist. I work with many IBEW on a daily basis. Excellent. Kyle says, I hope you get another Goodwill pallet and replenish the bulk NASCAR supply. I think I have another monster box somewhere that I will unearth. Also, there was a guy at the last Rockford show I did. I missed the March show, but in February had a ton of NASCAR. So I'll be on the lookout. I think they were in binders. I'll see if he has those or if he's even there. Card Hobbyist says, I'm currently first in my Roto Fantasy League. Not a good omen for the rest of the season, right? Dan in the house. What's happening? Let's play a little Name That Player. It's a Friday. So, Name That Player. I'll have to go get the scoreboard. Find where's my mark? We're going to go modern today. We're going to go modern. We've been playing a lot of 80s and 90s. So, remember the random box my computer, I was impatient for my computer the other day, and I pulled the Bo Bichette super short print out of 2020 Topps Update. So that's what we're going to rip today. We're going to rip 2020 Topps Update, 16 cards. So our modern people will be happy because usually we do a lot of 80s and 90s. And I know some people are like, I don't know that era. And I think maybe next week we'll do a Topps Archives. We'll do a Topps Archives pack. Let's see. I'm going to get to the chat and then we'll grab the scoreboard and we'll play Name That Player. Grinding for Good says 2 years of Vineline newspapers, 88 and 93, with autographs on some of the pages. Let me know if you're interested. Possibly. I'm actually more interested in the magazines themselves than the autographs. Let's see. Dan finally bought a box, Star Trek. Today is my first day with my eBay store off vacation mode. I had 3,000 listings coming live minute after minute. We'll see if it kickstarts the store over the weekend. Very nice. I used Dan's, so I scanned and uploaded a ton, like 1,000 or more cards in several different batches into Card Dealer Pro this week. Actually in one day, Wednesday. And so yesterday I started like going into the spreadsheet and uploading. I kind of like this. The only thing that could slow me down is I need to like grab so many cards at a time and have them like ready to upload, scan and upload. But I think I like this. I think it's going to, for me, I think it's going to be more efficient. And I think I'll be able to list more just because I'm scratching out the downtime. Austin says, a little late to the party. Hope everyone is doing well. Absolutely. You may be late to the party, but you're just in time for Name That Player. 2020 Topps Update. Let's get the scoreboard. Oh, back sore. So here's our scoreboard on the big whiteboard. So we've got Scotty Dubs has a big lead. 12 points for Scotty Dubs. Let's see how well Scotty Dubs knows his modern. Second place, we've got Flipping Sports Guy with 5 points. Uncle Rich has 3. Card Hobbyist has 2. Mookie Chilson, Boyhood Breaks, and the Flawed Thinker have 1 point each. So let's do it. 2020 Topps Update, 16 cards per pack. See, I wonder if I can use, we'll use cardboard today. And let's play it. Name That Player. I wonder how many hints I'll have to give. I don't think I'll have to give any hints on this guy. He's a pitcher. Houston Astros. Name That Player. Who's got the fastest fingers this morning? Yes, Scotty Dubs. He knows his modern. Justin Verlander. Justin Verlander. All right. Hey, look at those guesses coming in. Scotty Dubs picking up where he left off. 13 points for Mr. Scott. Okay. Wow. This is like an all-star pack. This is going to be, okay, there we go. Now, another pitcher. This guy, a Dodger. Kershaw. Nick is on the board. Nick is on the board. What is up, Nick? Clayton Kershaw. First point for Nick. All right. Next one's also next one's also another all-star card. Not a pitcher, though. Yes, Scotty Dubs. Posey. All right, Scotty Dubs. Scotty Dubs again. We're gonna have to find a pack that Scotty Dubs doesn't know. Let's see. Okay, we're gonna go. Yeah, probably 3 Hall of Famers in the first 3 cards. Scotty's a bot. Let's see. Todd says, yeah, people are fast. Okay, we're 2-point possible on this one. One's going to be pretty easy. 2 points possible on the Oakland A's. Who you got? All right. Card Hobbyist gets Olsen. Flipping Sports Guy gets Chapman. So Card Hobbyist a point. Flipping Sports Guy a point. Card Hobbyist, 3 points. And Flipping Sports Guy with Chapman. Flipping Sports Guy with 6. All right. Okay. Oh. Here we go. This guy. Going to be a little tougher. Let's see, let me focus it. This is going to be tough. Not Max Stassi. Not David Fletcher. Not Taylor Ward. This is the Angels. Not Valbuena. Not Cole Calhoun. I believe he's with the Cubs. Not Mark Trumbo. Not Tommy La Stella. I think he's still with the Cubs, but just not on their big league roster. I think he's in AAA. Not Bodie. Not O'Hoppe. And I also believe he's from Illinois. Not Cozart. Not Rivas. All right. Going once. Going twice. No more comments coming in. It's Michael Hermosillo. Michael Hermosillo. All right. Michael Hermosillo. All right. This is going to be another toughie. Another toughie. The baseball card curmudgeon. What's happening? This is a rookie card. Pittsburgh Pirates pitcher. Pittsburgh Pirates pitcher. Popping the peas on the Pittsburgh Pirates pitcher. Turley is correct. Yes. Nick Turley. Card Hobbyist. Card Hobbyist. Wow. I didn't cover the name? I covered the name, didn't I? I was showing the name? Well, oops. So Nick Turley is correct. Card Hobbyist. Oopsie. That was for, I made up for the Michael Hermosillo. Oh, this is another toughie. I'm going to make sure I cover the name this time. Okay. Cover the name. Who's this guy? Any White Sox fans? Where's Dan? Where's Zach and Porter? Let's see. I was surprised. Not Abreu, not Rios. I was surprised. Wow, Turley. Everybody knows Nick Turley. Not Anderson. Not Sanchez. This is a really tough one. I guess he played for the Royals for a while. Played for the Royals 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. And then went to the White Sox. Not Garcia, not Andrews, not Alonso. This is a tough one. Not Hamilton, not Johnson. It's not a common name either. He does have an alliterative name. His initials are CC, and it's not Sabathia. All right, going once, going twice. All right, I think my my clues gave it away. Nick gets it before I showed it. So Nick Budden, Chesler Cuthbert. Nick on the board, 2 points. All right. Another rookie card. Make sure I cover the name. Here we go. Kansas City Royals pitcher. Good morning, Sal Dougie in the house. Not Duffy nor Singer. Not Daniel Lynch. I think he's a reliever. Not Josh. No, that's a good guess. Josh Stomont. Not Josh Stomont. Not Brad Keller, nor is it Barstow. There was a player by the name of Chris who played for the Cubs with the same last name. I don't know if they're related. But there was a player by the same last name that played in like the 70s and 80s. Not Bryant. Not McCarthy. Royals pitcher. Going once. Going twice. Not Cannizzaro. The name was Chris Spire back in the 80s. This is Gabe Spire, Royals pitcher. No points awarded. No points. Okay, now we go to Boston. Oh, we've got some fun ones coming up. We've got the run on inserts coming up. Boston Red Sox outfielder. This should be a good one. This should be a gimme. Yes, Card Hobbyist nails it. Alex Verdugo. Card Hobbyist is on a roll. And he's making a run on second place. So updated scores. We got Scotty Dubs with 14. Flipping Sports Guy with 6. Card Hobbyist with 5. Okay. All right, get ready for this one. This is a gimme. This is a gimme. Who's got the fastest fingers? Where's John Keating? There we go. Oh, and the Card Hobbyist has the oh wait, let me see. Yes, I think it's Card Hobbyist. Verdugo, Schmidt. Card Hobbyist with the point. Card Hobbyist ties Flipping Sports Guy for second place. Mike Schmidt, a Cubs killer. Cubs killer. Okay. This should be another easy one. All right. Houston Astros. Who's got the fastest fingers? I think we'll need fast fingers for this one. Yordan. I'll take Yordan. Card Hobbyist. I would have taken Yordan or Alvarez. Yes, Card Hobbyist is now alone in second place with 7 points. All right, how many cards we got left? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we've got no Cubs. Dang it, no Cubs. All right, where's Jenny? We've got a Twinkie. Make sure I cover the name. This is kind of a hard one to cover the name, but here we go. There we go. Pitcher for the Twins. Pitcher for the Twins. 2020 Tops update. Sal Dougie. Yes. Sal Dougie gets it. Julius Chasen. I bet I butchered that name. Sal Dougie with the correct. He's on the board. Sal Dougie. with a point. Julius Chassin? All right, here's another gimme. Now, this guy, I'll give you a hint. He has a son that plays in the Cubs organization. Card hobbyist, fastest fingers. Yes, it is Mark McGwire. And his son, Mason McGwire, is a pitcher in the Cubs organization. Card hobbyist with 8 points. Big Mac, Mark McGwire. It's going to be so great. I hope Mark McGwire wears a Cubs shirt when he's watching. He's been out to spring training a couple times watching his son. Unfortunately, not when I was out there, but I've seen pictures of him on the backfields. Let's see. Flipping says, yeah, Cub by proxy. Jenny says, I actually love 2020 update for that reason. They put the older players as base, not SPs. Yeah, it was a weird set because it was right during the pandemic. Rich says Justin Spire is Chris's son. So I wonder if Gabe is he's any relation at all. Is Mason the one he hugged when he broke the record? No. So Mason would not have been born yet. I think that was his son, Max, was the kid he hugged. Mason's probably, I think Mason was born in 02, 03. Baseball card illustrated Bronco. What's happening? Got an eBay question for you after name and player. You betcha. We will get to that. We've only got, I think, 3 cards left. Card Hobbyist says no all-star game that year, so the older players were substitutes. Yep. Gabe is his nephew. Okay. Wait. Gabe is whose nephew? Gabe. Wait. I'm really confused. Rich says Gabe is his nephew. Other than that, not related to Chris. So is Gabe Spire Chris's nephew? So he is related to Chris. If Gabe is Chris's nephew. I'm confused. Moving on. Here's a Yankees pitcher. This should be easy. Yankees pitcher. I'll take it. It's Severino. I knew what you were going for. Scotty Dubs. Or we'll leave it to the chat. Servino. Should we take it? I'm on board with giving Scotty Dubs the point for Servino. I knew what he was getting at, but I have taken off points for correct spelling. Okay, Card Hobby says give it to Scotty. Servino is close enough. You got it. Scotty Dubs. Let's see. There was one that I didn't, and I think it was because it was like an actual last name. I can't remember what it was, but Servino, point awarded. Okay, now we go to Tampa. Just send a friend request to Chris Spire on Ancestry. I'll report back. Let's see. Scotty Dubs says, thanks, I suck at typing. Wow, way to be pessimistic on a Good Friday. What's that in regards to? Let's see. Oh, probably to the bargain boxer? I don't know. We can tackle that later. Let's see. Tampa Bay. DH, first base. Not Diaz, not Margot, not Arazarena, not Aranzaman. This guy started with the Cardinals, kind of like Arazarena. Cruz, they probably went in the same trade. Yes, Nick. Nick got it. First one to get Martinez. Nick. Jose Martinez. So point to Nick. 3 points today for Nick. And our final, this guy also started with the Cubs. Never played in the big leagues for the Cubs. Now he's in Philly. I think he was traded away from the Cubs in low A. Yes, Josh Harrison is the correct answer. Nick with another point. I was disappointed when the Cubs traded him. He was in low A with the Peoria Chiefs. When he was traded to the Pirates, Now he's in Philly. Nick with 4 points today. So here's our updated scoreboard. We got some new names on the board. We've got a new runner-up in second place. So we've got Scotty Dubs 15. Card Hobbyist has 8. Flipping Sports Guy has 6. Nick has 4. Uncle Rich has 3. Mookie Chilson Boyhood Breaks Flawed Thinker and Sal Dougie with 1 point each. Card Hobbyist says, I'm used to seeing Harrison cards with him base running. Yeah, this is a fielding photo. So let's go back into the chat. There were a couple things. Bronco said he has a question about eBay. So fire away, Bronco. What else was there? The Bargain Boxer says, will we go back to pre-pandemic prices on cards? I think we're already there. I think we're about where we're going to be. I don't think there'll be ebbs and flows, but will prices return? I think they have. And this is there's probably still some settling. I think as far as sealed wax goes, I think there's probably some room to mess with pricing, especially when it comes to retail. Like nobody's buying $35 Panini Chronicles blaster boxes. So I think we're going to see some changes there. But as far as like hobby box prices, I there's still demand for pricing. So I think we have settled to the new normal. Bronco says, here's my question. eBay buyer said package didn't arrive, but package shows it was delivered. He asked that I contact the shipper. What do I do and how does this typically play out? So I actually had this happen a couple times recently where, and I don't know, Bronco, is this on a bubble mailer or a standard envelope? So I kind of handle it. If it's a bubble mailer, I handle it 2 different ways. Pre-damn panic. Let's see. Bubble mailer. Okay, so I can answer this differently then. So if it's in a bubble mailer, there's no insurance for you as a seller because the insurance is for the standard envelope program. So the only insurance on a bubble mailer is if you actually bought the insurance from the USPS. So in this instance, I would have the buyer open a non-received claim. Within the non-received claim, type in the tracking number. And eBay will side with you because it was marked delivered. In some instances, eBay will not only side with you, but they'll also reimburse the buyer. I've seen that happen. So that's how I handle bubble mailer because there's no insurance. Now, if it's a standard envelope, and this has happened a couple times recently where it was marked delivered, but the person reached out, said, hey, I never got this, even though it says delivered, filed the insurance claim. And I've even on a delivered item, I've had now the last time they gave me kind of the runner. I actually had somebody from the insurance place email me asking for more information. So I gave them the information they seeked and I was able to get my refund, but you don't have that with bubble mailers. So that's how I would handle it. Have them. Yeah. Like Hope and Pray says, it takes a few days, even after marked delivered. Sometimes that is the instance. If it was marked delivered yesterday and it didn't arrive to them in yesterday's mail, give them wait a day or two. And if it doesn't show up Monday, open a non-received item claim. And then you as the seller go in, type in the tracking number. That way eBay has that information so they can side with you because you shipped it and it was delivered according to the USPS tracking. And if the buyer reaches out to eBay and says, hey, I know it says delivered, but I didn't get it, sometimes they will offer a refund to the buyer as well. Flawed Thinker says, I try to tell everyone to get a P.O. box. It just makes it easier. Bink Scott says, I've had eBay standard envelope cards that didn't show any tracking, but buyer received and left feedback. Is that common? Yes, it is common. Yep, that's very common. And it's also common for them to be marked delivered, yet never received. That happens quite often. But and I know people complain about it, about the standard envelope tracking. The thing is, like, yeah, it's better than a stamp, where if you put a stamp on an envelope, put it in the mailbox, you have no idea. But at least if there's tracking, whether it's accurate or not, you have that insurance, which, by the way, if you're unaware, here's the link to it. So if this happens and you need to file a claim, if a buyer says, hey, I never got this, just refund the money and file the claim. And it's been the first few times I used it, I had no issues. Now they're starting to, I think, get a little becoming a stickler, and they're asking more questions, and just give them the information. So you have that. Like, I know it's not accurate. I don't even look at tracking unless somebody reaches out and says, hey, I didn't get this. Then I'll look at the tracking. And a lot of times it's sitting in Milwaukee, processing in Oak Creek for the last 3 weeks. And then you just have them open the claim. And then after 30 days from when you shipped it, you can go to that website, the PIP claim, and file an insurance claim, and you'll get your money back refunded, usually within 24 hours. So that's why I love the standard envelope, because you do have that insurance. Let's see. Bronco says it was marked delivered Tuesday, and I suggested we wait a day, which we did, but still nothing. Okay, yeah, go ahead, have him open a non-receipt claim, and then just enter the tracking info, and you should be good to go. Now, there's a chance that eBay doesn't cite in his favor and you piss your buyer off. That's always the chance. So it's kind of like, do you want a happy customer, or do you want your money? Sometimes you want both. Sometimes you can't get both. So it's kind of one of those. Another thing I do, when I have a buyer reach out to me in these instances, usually by their communication, I can feel out if it's legit or not. Now, sometimes I'm wrong. But I'll also, if I get like a weird, like, I don't know if I believe this guy, and I'll Google the eBay username, or I'll go to the blowout forums and check. And sometimes, I mean, that's what happened with the one PWE guy. And it's like, all of a sudden there's like freaking 25 complaints about this guy. So that's another thing I do. Flipping Sports Guy says you can't ship to a P.O. box via UPS. You can, but you have to type in the street address of the post office. So you can ship to a P.O. box via UPS, but you have to provide the street address of the post office and then the P.O. box number. So it will be delivered. UPS delivers to the post office. And then once the post office gets it, 123 Main Street is where your post office is. UPS drops it off at the post office. And then obviously it also has to have your P.O. box number, so the post office knows where to put it, and then they'll put it in the right P.O. box. So yes, when you are ordering, if you have a P.O. box and you're ordering something from UPS or FedEx, make sure the street address to the post office is on, so it actually gets delivered. Hope and Pray says, I think they will make you wait a while when filing a claim because they know they're not truly tracked and hope it shows up. Actually, that's why they wait 30. You have to wait 30 days. Once you file the claim, though, I've had my money within 24 hours. Once that 30 days is up, file the claim, and I haven't had any issues outside of this last time. They were giving me the runaround, but it was still within a couple days, I had my money. Rascal 30 says, I remember something about needing to be a verified address, and maybe back years ago, P.O. boxes couldn't be a verified address. I think that was a PayPal deal, though, and eBay uses its own payment system now. Yeah, possibly. So that's what I had for today. Thanks for playing along. Don't forget, I'll be in Rockford tomorrow. Rockford Card Show, IBEW Hall, Mill Road in Rockford, Illinois. I'll have top loaders, penny sleeves, and card savers, along with my bargain boxes, my quarter boxes in tow. Show runs 9 to 3 tomorrow. So no Hobby Evolution tomorrow. I will be back on Sunday morning, probably sometime between 8 and 9 a.m. And we'll review the Rockford Card Show. So don't forget, join the Hobby Evolution Facebook page. We're up to 142 members. We've got some great 144 members. Holy moly. We added a few more since this morning. So check out the Facebook group. Link is in the chat somewhere, but it's also in the description to this video. So we've got some great discussion going on in the Hobby Evolution Facebook group. So if you want to keep chatting, come on over to Facebook, Hobby Evolution, and we can keep the conversation going. My eBay store link is also in the description to this video. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, all that fun stuff. I will see you, if not in Rockford tomorrow, I will see you here on Hobby Evolution on Sunday morning. See you then.